Good morning, it's middle of October and I'm on my really scrappy and embarrassing allotment. But there's a job that I think people sometimes get a little bit confused about, which is pruning their fruit bushes or their blackberries, blackcurrants. This one here is one of my favourite plants. In fact, if I could only keep one plant, it might be this one because it is beautiful and it's productive. And it doesn't seem to suffer from any pests or diseases. It's a thornless blackberry, a raspberry-leaved thornless blackberry, and it's come to the end of its fruiting and it's a bit of a tangled mess and I want to sort it out and cut it back. Now, a thornless blackberry and all blackberries at the moment in the UK fruit on wood that grew the previous year. So, if I take, I want to say a branch, a cane, I'm not sure what would you call it, it's enormous, like this. This grew this year, and so this is going to have fruit on it next year. So I definitely don't want to cut any of this. Oh well, we'll come back to that anyway. So that applies to most of these, and I've done quite a lot of my pruning already, but I've kept some back. Now this here, you can see, A is a slightly different colour, but B has got old fruit stems on it. You can see, look, there's the odd little red berry that didn't quite make it. So you know that this one, because it has fruited on this year, has to be cut back. So if you find a cane like this, and it should be roughly half the number of canes that you've got, just cut it back. It won't fruit on this wood again, so once it's fruited, it's had it. So cut it back. To make it more manageable, cut into small pieces, and then do with it what you will. If I had a chipper, I would chip up all of this gorgeous biomass and put it on my compost heap. Oops. But I don't. So this goes into the great big allotment heap that we're lucky enough to have here. Now I'm going to keep cutting that until I get right down to the base. Okay, so I'm cutting right down to the base here, and you can have a look. This is really embarrassing. This is like airing my dirty laundry because it's full of grass and weeds. But the point is, these are all old stems that have been cut back from previous years, and all I'm leaving is the nice, fresh, new ones. Now, you might find, as I do, that your canes that are due to fruit next year are just enormous. So follow this one. There we go. Keep coming, all the way down like that. And there's another one. Look, it's snaking all the way around the allotment. Just ridiculous. Look at this beauty. Well, the thing is, A, that's unwieldy in the least, and B, if it's got that much growth on it, it won't be able to produce good blackberries on all of it. So you've got to get a little bit ruthless here. So I tend to keep about 3 or 4 canes in each direction. So if I did 1 and 2 and 3 as my 3, and then I'll do the same going that way. And then I'm going to be really brutal, and I can almost feel you wincing because you're thinking about all that potential fruit. I'm going to lop off the end. Oh, God, sorry. But this means I will have manageable crops next year that I will pick all of. Whereas if you leave it too big and unwieldy, it'll just put you off. Half of them will fall on the floor. And this has a funny thing about it, which is that although the plant itself is thornless, the fruit, if they drop on the floor and germinate, they're fiercely thorny. I guess that's genetics for you. And so you don't want to let them drop on the floor. You want to pick every last one. If you see tiny little ones germinating, get them out quick.